Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play Space Engineers series. People have been complaining about me moving the mouse too much. While I talk, I like to gesture with the mouse, but apparently it bothers people, so I'm going to try to stop doing that. But it's a habit that's going to be hard to break. But yell at me if it's a problem for you, and that'll remind me not to do it anymore. Last episode we designed this, and I finished building it between episodes. Our little welder ship, it looks very much like a StarCraft SCV, and that is what we're going to call it, the SCV ship. It's so adorable, really. It's like it just wants to give you a big hug. I also built this off camera, just, flat little plane here, using the SCV ship. Some other things, oh yeah, and I built that over there, which is burning through the ammo like nobody's business. Right, so there's been a patch, but it just added dedicated servers, which doesn't really affect me much. But I'm sure a lot of people wanted them, so that's good for them. But nothing that's really going to affect this world. Nothing that's going to affect any world, really. Okay. Today, I've been trying to tackle some of the performance problems I've been having with this game. And I fired up SE Toolbox, which allowed me to get rid of some of the ore that had floated out. And that greatly improved my frame rate. Almost doubled it. So what I want to do is come up with a way to sort of sweep all the ore that I mined, the little bits that float off, to sweep them into a kind of central area, and then collect them with some collectors, and maybe stick them in a cargo hold or something like that, or just transfer them straight to the station, things of that nature. To do that, I'm going to use gravity generators. I'm also going to need some reactors to power the gravity generators. And I don't want to have to mine the ore to build those stuff. I want to steal it. In order to do that, we're going to need a fighter craft. So that's what we're going to build this episode. Not just any fighter craft, though. We're going to design... quick save, or autosave. We're going to base our fighter craft design on the Babylon 5 Starfury. If you haven't seen that series, maybe you should get it on Netflix or something, because it's pretty good. Even if it's a bit dated now. But it's still a really good series. So, our new small ship. Not only is it a pretty good series, but this design should work quite well for what we have planned. I thought I had that stuff already. Did I not? I had everything okay. There we go. Everything but the one thing that I needed to start with. And I hope these lights are the right setting. I've been playing with them to get them so they're not so glary. Right, new small ship. And I did the wrong thing again. New small ship. It's going to go right about there. We're going to just build straight up from this because the Starfury has engine pods that kind of come off at an angle in 4 directions, and we can only do 45 degrees angle, so we're going to need to have quite a bit of clearance. Of course, we're also going to want to be using heavy armor later. Kill them! Kill them all! Get them! Get the evil rocks! Kill them! He's just going nuts, isn't he? Interesting. Oh, there's one thing that I should mention. When I was building this, I originally planned on having the ore just be ejected and float out to it. Or not the ore, but the ammo. However, I recently learned that conveyor blocks do not transfer power. So I could do something with that. Or at least, let's say, it's not the right way to say it. But they transfer power, they don't, if the block's next to it, they don't take power from an adjacent block. That's what I'm trying to say. Unlike most other things. It's a little bit weird, but that might allow us to connect a tube up. We do like a conveyor collector junction to separate it from the power, and then just have a tube without having to worry about all the floating items. But let's continue working on this. I think we'll go a little bit higher still. We're probably far enough though. Now then we'll start building it. So we have the pod, the pilot pod. I'm going to maybe... I'm not quite sure how I want to do the pilot pod. Ideally we would have it heavily armored. I don't think that's really an option. Let's see. Pilot. 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 Where are you? There you are. Cockpit. That's what I should be saying is cockpit. But, you know what I mean. And it has like all kinds of weapons. Looks like 8 guns. 2 below on each corner. And 2 above on each corner. Then it also has missile racks along the angled part. Lots and lots of ammo. I'm not quite sure how much we're going to be doing, but we are going to put some guns on it. And of course we want those guns to be automatically fed. And I don't remember, I don't know. So these cannot be fed from, okay. They cannot be fed from the back. I was hoping they could be fed from the back because that'd make things easier. But if they can't be fed from the back, they can't be fed from the back. One of these days, I will figure out how to use these keys, but not today, apparently. So we'll do... It does something like this, where it staggers them. If I could do it right. Something like that. But that's mostly because it kind of curves under. And maybe we'll do something like that. We could technically do something like that. We would need to get rid of that. Let you come off. Looks like we knocked one of those off too. I might get this off my hotbar because I might accidentally place something wrong. So we would need a conveyor thing. A little conveyor block. Put that there. Then we can have this feed into that. And have the other one just connect to that. Like so. And then we could just take the ammo straight from here. That would probably be best. And from, we need to make sure these are pretty heavily armed though, or armored. So we would do something like, because I've seen other people's series where they build a fighter and then their guns just get ripped right off. So I want to build kind of an armored barrel thing. Now that's not really how it's supposed to look. Maybe we should recess them a little bit further back so that the barrels, only the tip of the barrel comes out. That would be better. I think. Don't you think that would be better? I'm sure you do. We could actually recess them even further back. That might get in the way of other stuff. How far back would be practical? Like that far back? Or one more. And then have the other one come in below that. Like that. And then we could have a skin that comes around like this. On the outside. I think that'll work. I think that might actually work well. Bad thing about having a cockpit like this shape is that you can't really armor it well without obscuring your view. That is a bad thing to do in a fighter. Technically, this is probably going to be more of an interceptor than an actual bomber type ship, but we'll be using it for a bomber, at least initially. So where do we put that? Here? Yeah, okay. And then the other one goes there, which will mean that that has to connect up somewhere. And we could just have tubes go straight up. To connect to the top part. That's a little bit high, isn't it? So there. Then where is that? Okay, 3. Like that. Yes, I think that'll work. Is that right? Or is that right? Okay, they're supposed to be in the reversed. Right. Of course. So this one comes out further than that one. Ooh, that would be hard. Doesn't it? Yes, the top one comes out further. Okay. How would we do that? We would have to have... Let's see. That come up. Something like that. And here. And here. Would be better to do all this part with tubes though, and then leave that one just the conveyor. But I can do that later. Well, actually, maybe I should do it now. Let me do that, and I will be right back after I recharge. Alright, I did that. I've moved them back a little bit further, just so that I can fully armor their main portion and still have good visibility. I may also armor the top part here, probably. That's how it kind of looks. Actually, it looks like there's a cutout section, like right about like that. But I don't think we can see out that part anyway. And I added this little thing so that these are hooked to the ammo. I turned them so they're ports on the sides. Now then, we're going to add the reactor. And I probably want it to be facing up, I think. Oops, we had it, there we go. I don't think I'm going to need to armor the wall between the reactor and the pilot thing. Since if the pilot thing is dead, we won't need the reactor anymore. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll add one of these, and we may swap that out with a, no we probably won't. We'll put a small cargo container here. I'll use small cargo container. And that'll act as a sort of feed hatch, depending on how much armor we put here. But assume we just put one layer here. That way we can reach the refinery without exposing it, which would be bad. Just in case you couldn't figure that out for yourself. That would be bad. Okay. This is going to be a little bit more difficult. I want to do is probably have it like this. Actually, maybe not like that. Maybe like that. And then we can output out the back. That could be good. Have that come there. Yeah, we might end up doing that. I'm not entirely certain on the orientation of that yet. What we need is a way to input and output items with connectors and collectors, as well as that should be armored between the refinery if we're going to do that way. Reactor, I mean, not refinery. But if we're going to have that so exposed, we definitely need to armor this area. And then we could actually put it a little bit further down. Nah, let's not. Did that. Can I have it so that that thing is facing down? That would not work, actually. That would be the best way to go. And then we'll just have to deal with hooking up these things here. We'll probably branch off that. Just run it straight to here. Yeah, that would work fine. That'll be fine. It'll work. Okay. Now then, that's probably going to be most of the center pod. Maybe I should actually build this part, and then we'll come back and we'll look at the other stuff. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop in my little SCV and weld what we've built so far, and then come back. Okay, welding with the SCV is fantastic, because you can weld like whole big swatches of blocks, of the small blocks anyway, with them. I did move the retro thrusters back so that they wouldn't damage the block when I pulled away. And I also decided to paint it black. And I've hooked up the connection to this, like I said I was going to. So now then, see, I think it would be easier to have the ejection on the bottom, I guess, for gravity, and then the other stuff on top. Would that not fit? Is that 2 blocks? Is that what it is? Let's try it. And one good thing about using the welder is it can weld like 3 blocks, so that I don't need to disassemble this to weld it. And that is just so much better. It makes me incredibly happy. You have no idea. Just none. No idea at all. Okay, where are the... Okay, that's not good at all. What could we do to change this? I've actually seen one of the designs in game was they just left this kind of like that. It'll probably get shot off though, won't it? It is going to be sticking out. Can I move that down anymore? Yes. Okay, that's what we'll do. So move this down. Get all that. Yeah, we'll have to... I want to add some grinders to this, or maybe just build a separate grinder ship that looks just like it, but has grinders. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. Let's slice this off. And we said we're going to move it down 1. So, like, that's down 2. That is down 1. Then, if we put this here, it shouldn't stick out past the armor. Let's actually weld that and make sure it works, that we can dump stuff in here and have it go in here before we go any further. So I'll be right back. Alright, tested that out and it works, though it's kind of difficult to do without any gravity. Now then, we can continue on with our other thing. Our connector. Like there. And we can move straight on to other stuff. And this is what I was talking about with the connector tubes, conveyor tubes, not transferring power. They don't have power here, even though this has power and this has power. They aren't grabbing it from the adjacent blocks because they're right next to the refinery. Okay, we will move to kind of armoring the whole big area here, which I guess we've done, sort of. I want it to be fairly symmetrical, which means we're going to need at least an armor thing over here. I guess we could maybe start sloping up here. It actually comes out a little bit on this side in the picture that I'm looking at. But I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's get rid of everything but the shaped blocks. So we could... Actually, I guess we could hop in it and see how that looks. How's that? That's the wrong type of block anyway. One of these days, I'll be able to do this. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I don't think that blocks my vision at all. So that's what we'll do. And how far can we see? So nowhere past this little line would block our vision. We'll do... Start out armoring things. And then we'll start sloping out from here. That's the wrong block again. Do that on the other side too. And we'll continue so that we come out like this. Can't come out there, and then we'll do something with this corner here. Probably have them sort of square off like right here. Yeah, and then let that come out. That works. It does, however, mean that we may need to move some of this and replace it. That would be an armor thing starting here or here? Would be starting here and then coming out. Something like this. Then we'd have another layer. This is going to be pretty heavily armored on the bottom, it looks like. That's fine. Better armor is good. And then have that come out. To there. Now then we just need to do a little bit of rounding. So here and here, and that's not quite right. One, because it blocks that. What's that? Almost looked like, never mind, I don't know what it was. Yeah, so round it off like this. And does that leave everything how it should be? Where is the reactor entry point? That's the side. So it's up here, okay? That'll be armored up one more. So... come on. I swear these guys did the exact opposite of what I want every single time. So that'll come out here, and this will go up. And then we have another corner piece. Go out there. And then we can just sheath the whole thing in that manner. And maybe taper it when we get to the back. I'm not sure. I don't have a rear view. I'll have to look at another image. But I'm going to place out the rest of these blocks and then weld them, and then I will be right back. Alright, it's starting to come together. It's quite heavy though, and a bit boxy. Hopefully when we add the engine pods, the boxiness will go away a little bit. Though we may want to add a little bit more to make it look better. For the heaviness, maybe in a future variant we could replace the inner layer of armor with light armor instead of heavy armor. Depends on how much battle damage we take. But moving right along, this is the center of the side, and we want engine pods to have 2 arms on each engine pod. There's a gap between them. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that exactly, but we're going to try. So if we come, there's also kind of a thing here. If we come out, say like this, and that way, and then do it again up here, or maybe up here. We might change this block here and this block here. Maybe even make it wider. Probably will make it wider. We'll see. It needs to be, say, looks about half again as tall. So like right about here somewhere would be where the engine thruster thing should be. Okay, come on. I know I can do this. Let's see. Keep pressing the wrong button. What button is it? This one? Nope. 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 There we go. That's the right button. Just remember that button. And then it needs to go up, doesn't it? Lag. Okay. This is going to take a little bit. Let me pause this, and I'll come back once I have this extended out a bit more. I might do the other one too. Here's what we have so far. One side of it anyway. Little gap in the middle, like it's supposed to be. Then we're going to put that not there because we don't have any of the steel tubes. But they're over here somewhere. That'll do. Okay. Which way's front? This way. Okay. And these engine pods are what I like so much about this ship. We'll put that. I think we're going to... Well, we'll do it like that. That'll leave us room for probably one more going... something like this, and then another one goes something like that, which is pretty cool. We also have big giant thruster in the back. They actually have 3 sizes of thrusters, with this one being the medium one, but we don't have that option. We do have this option. So put that there. That may need to be extended out a little bit further back. Because I also want a reactor and a gyroscope in here. I could put them both down here. Let's get rid of that. Since we're going to have an armor case around this. Or an armored case around this. This is just a backup reactor. Do that. And something like that. Yeah, I think we need to extend it out a little bit more. Okay. We'll move you. Can you not go further? Okay. Do that. Do that. Well, not that, but that. Then you can put you here, the reactor here. And leave those like that. I believe that might just work. It'll be hard to get the fuel to this, but that's something we can live with. I think I will just go with the light armor blocks for the inner armor on this part. And if it becomes an issue, we'll change it later. Even though this is a pretty vulnerable part. Something like this. And then around here. And around here, we'll have heavy armor. That shouldn't have gone there. We want the other heavy armor. That and that. We'll extend something that goes like straight out past this. And then we will... Yeah, right here we'll start encasing the nozzle. How's that look? Something like that. We'll box this off. Can't see. It's too dark. There's not really a way to get more light here, is there? What if I bump up the intensity? Does that help? That seems to help a little bit. Okay, we were putting one of these. It'd help if they were a little bit more solid. Like that. And more armor. Do here. Do the same on the other side. Then we'll have this wrap around and leave gaps for that. And gaps for this. In fact, this is just going to completely enclose this. Something like this. How are you facing? There we go. Yeah, so that'll be completely enclosed. So will that one. And so will this one. And we'll do that at all 4 points. We'll also need to have some missile launchers. We're not going to be armed with missiles at the beginning. We do want to probably go ahead and put them in. Make sure that they fit and stuff. Okay, yeah, we can take that out and still have them fit. So if we slice through this. Like there. Nope, a little bit further back. Okay. Are you all the way back? There you go. That's perfect. Then we'll probably put another one here. I don't know, that might be enough missile launchers. So that'll be 8. We'll start with 4 and then we'll see how that goes. We won't be using missiles for a while. I'm just going to put it in here for now. I have to make sure we do it on the same. The other side. Yeah, and let me weld all this, place all the blocks, and be right back. It is really starting to come together. Almost finished, in fact. We just need some landing gear. Which, the obvious place to put this would be on the top and bottom. And I think we're going to do both. Just like so. Then we'll come over here and do the same. We'll do the same on the top once that gets done. I also want to add a decoy rack of decoys, I should say, right about here. We'll just build 1, maybe even 2. Ah yes, go ahead and build 2. Might as well. Okay, where are we? Decoys, what do you look like? No, there you are. 1, 2. Oops. So I need girders and computers. I have those. Just go grab some. If I can. Might not can. Girders and computers. We have 2 commercial freighters, and I want to get at least one of them. I have no idea what kind of armament they have, though. Oh, I didn't know you could color these. I need a large silk tube, too. Well, crap. Come on. Come on, get in there. That's what she said. There we go. Alright. So we'll just disconnect that part. And then turn on the landing gear real fast. real fast. Don't float away, don't float away. Control panel, landing gear, landing gear. Come on. Landing gear. Lock. Going to rename you Decoys. We'll go ahead and create a group too. Decoys. Save. Off. That way we won't accidentally disconnect them. Okay, so that one, those are still going. I guess we're actually going to have to end this here. That guy's probably still going to be in range. Yeah, he's closing. So maybe we'll get him next episode. But that is going to be it for this episode. Actually, one more thing. Let's look at how much this thing weighs now. 125 metric tons. Not a light craft. Not the light fighter type thing I was going for. The Interceptor. But it should be remarkably hard to kill. But that's going to be it for this episode. Like if you like. Subscribe if you're not. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. I do read all the comments. Next time, we'll be taking this for a spin. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time!